All right, guys, welcome to the Old Glory Red Report. We are back with another post-match. We did have Fresno on Wednesday. It was kind of a stale game. We have San Antonio coming up at the weekend, which should be an exciting game. It's 2 away games in a row. So let's just jump into the Fresno game. What are you feeling on this one?
Yeah, it was a little tough game to kind of watch. Not the smoothest performance by either team.
Smooth like gravel.
Yeah. But ultimately, we went down there in a tough environment. I would say environment. I'd say tough field conditions, and we got 3 points. It was a hot game. This is the business part of the schedule, so anytime you can get a result is great.
Yeah, definitely. I think a big talking point on this one was the lineup coming out. We did see that rotation that we kind of expected to see. The back line especially kind of got, I don't want to use the word butchered a little bit, but Schmidt was playing as a center back, Turnley was out on the left, Hort out on the right, and Rodriguez in the back. And for me, they did well for being kind of a makeshift back line. How are you feeling about them on this one?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Tanner get a day off, which slid Schmidt into the center back role. Turnley and Horde got the start on each outside back position. So I thought, all in all, they kept a shutout. So it was very good. I didn't see too much of a drop off between Schmidt and Tanner. I thought they were organized back there, Rodriguez and Schmidt. So yeah, all in all, I think the back line, it's another shutout. So great performance.
Yeah. From what I understand, Tanner's nothing serious. Just a bit of a knock. He's going to be fine for the next one. Just was rested here, so I think it'll be key for him coming back in. But I think they did a really good job on this one. Other than that, to me, the game was really flat. I think, we saw some really bad passing again, and we've seen that a few times from the team. I don't know if that's tired legs or that's just not thinking through. The attack just wasn't there. I think we had just a couple shots on goal the whole game. So for me, flat.
Yeah, I think we saw a combination of 3 different things. I think we saw lineup rotation. So you're getting our guys out there that are not, I guess, all starting 11 players. They're starting 11 caliber, of course, but they're not always in the starting lineup. So for this group of 11 guys, we saw 4 or 5 guys that are making spot starts that are not regular. So that's one thing that immediately jumps out in terms of maybe why the game wasn't so smooth. Another one was, I think Fresno is just not a very consistent team. And since they're a newer team with different faces, I don't think they've seen their consistency yet. They're changing formations and players a lot. They even had some different players in the lineup from the previous game. And then the third thing, the pitch.
Oh, God.
You're playing on a baseball diamond. I saw the way I saw it. Half the field was decent, and that was the outfield of the baseball diamond.
The solid grass.
Yeah, the infield of the baseball diamond was atrocious. There was one moment, I think it was in like the 14th or 15th minute. Fresno was on the attack. Guy was actually the ball was played into his foot. And before it was on the ground, and right before it got to his foot, it just hopped up out of nowhere. And I saw that, and I immediately thought, man, this pitch is definitely not suited for a clean, smooth game. So I think those 3 things really played a big part in maybe a little bit of a difficult game for the viewer.
Yeah, going there and getting the result was good, I got to be honest. Like you said, it's a tough fight. There were some players down there that we're used to. We've talked about Barrera, and they came on a little late in the game, and I think that was a very interesting point. A lot of the former Sac Republic players didn't get the start, but came on later on.
Yeah, there's 4 former players that used to play with us, and now they're with Fresno. And Mickey Daly was supposed to start. They scratched him. I don't know if he got a knock in warm-ups, but he was actually on the original starting lineup, but he didn't play at all. Barrera and Cheney, they came on. I thought they actually both did well for Fresno. Cheney had a couple opportunities that he created. Barrera almost scored with that left-footed curler near the end of the game. So I was a little surprised to see, especially Barrera, because I think that he had started every game but one leading up to yesterday.
Well, and we've seen him many a times, and we know he's the kind of player that can go in there and really dominate games. And So it's kind of unusual not to see them starting. But
I think they also picked it up there in the last 15 minutes when Cheney and Barrera were on the field. So it makes you wonder if they were starting, maybe they score some goals or they have a more fluid game.
yeah, and the stats pretty much call it an even game like we saw. I think it was 17-13 on shots. Both teams had 6 on target. 47-53 on the possession, so a very even game. It got really mudded down in the midfield, and I think besides Espino's goal, which is great for him to be on spot, it's good to see him get the goal. That'll give him some confidence. It was good to see him start. That'll give him some confidence. I think it was Matiasic that took the shot.
It was, yes,
and that was a good shot by him. Forces the keeper into pushing it out into Espino's foot. So good goal. We'll take that. We'll take the 3 points that brought with us as well.
Yeah, and that's the second goal that Espino scored this year, both of which have come very useful for our performances. I know his first goal was like in the 82nd, 85th minute. I can't remember. But we needed that goal to get a result at home. And then yesterday, you saw him. He didn't have the best game, but again, he found a way to get himself free in the box. And he was there for a rebound. It was a great shot by Matiasic. Keeper has to dive to his left. He gives up a rebound. Espino's there to put the ball away. So kudos to him for being there. And he doesn't get to play a lot, but it seems like, especially with 2 goals on the year and only a couple starts, he's definitely making his impression felt.
Yeah, definitely. Again, the confidence that he'll have after this. He got the start. He got the goal. He got the 3 points for us. Maybe the coach will nod him into the next one and see if he gets another start. He deserves it. He's been playing well in these last couple games that he's came into. So I think it's possible. Let's go ahead and move on to our match at the weekend. We do have these back-to-back games, and this is another away trip for us to San Antonio. 3rd season in the USL for them. I think we played them 4 times now, and we've kind of split the difference. We've had a win. They've had a win. And we had 2 draws, and I think we've had 4 games in total in those games. Most recently, Alaman and Isley both got goals against him at the start of the season in March. What are you thinking for this game coming up? What are you thinking on San Antonio?
Yeah, I think it'll be a different game. I mean, obviously, I don't think Isley and Alaman will be starting next game. If I had to guess, it'll be Awasa and Matiasic and Bijev, maybe both of them in the starting lineup. So it's going to be a tough game for us, though, because San Antonio is rested. They did not. They were one of the very few USL teams to not have a midweek game. Yeah. Seems like we've been matched up lately with a couple teams that are getting a little bit more rest than our side is. But you only can control what you can control. So with that being said, San Antonio is kind of having a tough season. I think they're sitting in 10th place right now. They were a really good squad last year. They were also led by Billy Forbes, who now plays with Phoenix. So I think they're going through a little bit of growing pains. They've also only played 12 games to our 15. So
yeah, that's a big key.
They're in 10th, but that can be deceiving. They could definitely, with a couple more results, get right back in that playoff mix. So
3 games, 9 points could be crucial for them. So.
Absolutely. They have 13 goals and 13 against. So they're not giving up too many goals. They're not scoring too many either. I know lately they lost to Reno 2-1, and then they beat Timbers, which is a really good win, 2-1, in their last 2 USL games. So I expect it to be a tough game. We're going all the way to San Antonio. It's a long trip for us on a short week. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, and they've had some pretty good form recently, like you touched on a little bit. In their last 5 games, they've got 3 wins, 2 losses, or 1 loss and 2 draws, which is not a bad record. They do have the 3 games in hand, so that'll give them a little confidence in getting themselves up in that table. I think they're a team that, they finished high last season and maybe have not lived up to those expectations this season. I think they were 2nd in the Western Division last season, and they did decently in the playoffs. So I think, maybe they're not living up to the expectation that we have for them this season, but they're going to be a tough team coming into this. They do like to play a 4-2-3-1, 4-4-1-1 kind of formation, so it's going to be tough. It'll probably be another midfield battle like we saw in Fresno. I think it'll be something that'll be a challenge for our back line again as well.
Yeah. 2 guys that I would really look for, Darnell King, he's their right back. He has 4 assists, which leads their team. I don't think anyone else on San Antonio has more than 1 assist. But he has 4 as a defender, so that tells you he likes to move up the field. He likes to play into forward, so he's going to be a key. And also Diego Restrepo, he's one of the best keepers in the USL. I think I remember last year he was all over the place. San Antonio maybe boasted the best defense last year, and his save percentage is always super high. He's one of the very best USL goalkeepers, so scoring against San Antonio is always difficult.
Yeah, we've been kind of scraping by in games that we've seen before. I do think we can go to San Antonio and get the result, though. I predicted 1-0 last time, and I'm going to go 1-0 again on this one as well. I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a lot like what we saw in Fresno, a lot of midfield battle. I think it's going to be what team can take advantage of that one opportunity that comes up. What are you thinking on this one?
Yeah, and credit to Casey because he did call the score prediction correct last game, although it was really close to being, I was very close to being right. It should have been 2-0. I think Rodriguez had that really awesome opportunity inside the 6 that he missed, but
we're going on facts. We're going on facts.
Yeah, you know what? We'll give credit where it's due this time. Unfortunately, though, I don't see us pulling out a win against San Antonio. I don't think we'll lose, though. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw, which would be great. If we can come out of this week with 2 away games, 1 in Texas and 1 on a baseball field with 4 points, I'll take it every time. So 1-1 is my prediction, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, we definitely want to hear from you guys, so go ahead and put your predictions down below. You can also hit us on Facebook or Twitter and put the predictions out there. We'd love to hear from you. Again, it was kind of a bogged-down game, but we got the 3 points. That's important. Some of the other fixtures this week went for us. Real Monarchs dropped a couple points. There was some other good play in the Western Conference for us to gain a little momentum, so we can carry that on. Until next time, I think we've had a good performance. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, absolutely. Hit that subscribe button down below. Please follow us on Facebook. We would love to get your feedback. So let us know what you thought of the arena performance. Let us know what you think about the San Antonio game. Also, this weekend, I think we might be watching the game somewhere. I think there might be a watch party or 2. So let us know if you want to meet up with us. We'd love to hang out with you guys, maybe share a beer and share some soccer stories, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys watching our videos. Do make sure to check us out on the Facebook and Twitter, like we said. Subscribe if you haven't. We appreciate it. Until next time.